Hello, good day. Hope all of you are fine. My name is Einstein Pillai Sankaran. Today we are going to learn how to name chemical formula for ionic compound. So let us see our PowerPoint for today. How to write chemical formula, simple and easy for ionic compound. My three top questions. What are chemical formula? Can you give some example? What chemical formula is covered in the topic for IGCSE? So for these three top questions, you can find answer in my previous video, how to write chemical formula covalent compound. In my YouTube video. And in this previous video, we have stopped and give you an activity on how to name these covalent compounds. So let us check together from the paper that you have about the name of this covalent compound. Are you having the same answer with me? So as you can see, sulfur monoxide, beryllium tetrachloride, dinitrogen tetraoxide, and all of these covalent compound. This is what we learned in the previous video. For today, we are learning about ionic compound. So what is ionic compound? If you can remember, it's good. Ionic compounds are compound made of metal and non-metal joined together by ionic bonding. If you're not sure, it's also fine. You can watch my previous video that I have. Let me share to you. So this is my channel, and there is very specifically about OUM. Lesson 3 is about ionic bonding, and lesson 4 is about ionic compound. Feel free to watch this video. So beside this, I have many other videos. You can subscribe to these videos and learn chemistry with me together in a very simple, fun, and easy. So let us go to our topic for today, how to name and get the right formula for ionic compounds. So chemical formula of ionic compounds. The formula of an ionic compound is derived by balancing the charges on the positive ions with those on the negative ion. So this is the base idea that we want to have. All the positive charges must equal all the negative charges in an ionic compound. And I want to show you a new method called T method. So in this method, we will divide positive ion on one side and negative ion on one side, and we just basically want to make the positive ion charges equal to the negative ion charges, and we can get the name of and the formula of those compounds. So for an example, what is the chemical formula of magnesium oxide? Magnesium form Mg2 plus and oxygen form O2 minus in the compound. And you may ask me how we can get that. We need to look at the periodic table. Let me show you our periodic table. So guys, this is our periodic table. All those in this group 1 is always +1. Their charges are +1. So I want to show you, you can write down. So all these are +1. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Now all those in the element of group 2, the charges are +2. All those elements in this group 3 are basically +3. Okay. Now, this is group 8. They don't take any electron, therefore they are known as no charges. For group 7, they need to take 1 to become stable. So yeah, usually here I down, they are -1, the charges. Okay. Now for this group 6, they like to take, so they are basically 2-, and group 5 is 3-. Basically all this group 4, they are basically almost neutral. They don't like to take, neither they like to donate. So they like to remain in the middle, and usually they like to share electron. So if you can get this idea, this is very good. So you can see our magnesium is here, is group 2. So 2+, oxygen is 2- is group in 6. So going back to our PowerPoint, we have magnesium here, so we're going to write magnesium. Is 2+, oxygen is 2-. So we can calculate now. Guys, you can see here is 2+, and here is 2-. So it is balance each other. Therefore, the formula of this compound is MgO. There's 1 Mg, so you write 1 Mg. There's 1 oxygen, you write 1 oxygen. Okay, it's very simple. You don't need to memorize anything to write any of this ionic compound. Okay. Now, using the same idea, let us try for copper hydroxide. Copper hydroxide. So again, gonna look at the periodic table. Then you notice copper is in the transition. Copper is here. You might thinking how to find the charge, and there's something new. Hydroxide, can't even find hydroxide. So guys, let's go back here. So we can make this T. So we have copper here, and we have hydroxide. We haven't figured out what is hydroxide, but we know copper. So these two here, all those elements in the transition group, usually the Roman number here, it gives you the charge. So if it is 2, it is mean 2. So all transition element, we have to look at the name of those compound and see what is the Roman numerical, except for silver and zinc. Silver is always plus, so it's easy to remember. Silver is the first alphabet, always plus, and zinc is the last alphabet, it's always 2+. All right, I hope this is very helpful for you. Now, how about this hydroxide? So guys, hydroxide and it's a type of polyions. So you may ask, what is polyions? Polyions are combination of few elements to become ions. So for our exam, the IGCSE 0620 and 0654, these are the 5 polyions that are required to be memorized. So I have a very simple technique that I have learned from many students before. I learned from students, just like you. And I want to share with you how to remember this polyion. So it's a very special name of my story. I like to name the story is ammonium hydroxide story. So you can see ammonium is NH4 and hydroxide is OH minus. So in my story here, Nick the camel ate phonics for supper. Okay, so that's my story. And we want to see how we can use this story to come out with all those polyions. So now I like you to try to pay attention for me in this whiteboard here. So we have all these names, Nick, the camel, and phonics for supper. So there are 4 polyions here, which I like you to pay attention. We have Nick and we have camel, C, we have phoenix, P, and supper is S. Since all these polyions, they are similar, all of them have O. Okay, the next one, we want to find how many vowels are there. So there is 1 here. So you can put 1. There is 2 here. You can put 2 minus. There is 1, 2, and 3. 3 minus. This one, 1 and 2. 2 minus. Okay. Now the next one, you can find how many consonants are there. You can see 1, 2, and 3. So this is 3. 1, 2, and 3. 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So you can see how I can come up with all these polyions and the charges. Nitrate, carbonate, phosphate, and sulfate. There are these 4 from the story of Nick the camel and the phoenix for supper. Once you can remember these 4, Nick the camel ate phonics for supper, you can come out with these 4 polyions, and this story is known as, for me, ammonium hydroxide story. Ammonium is NH4 plus and OH is minus hydroxide. So coming back to our question just now, how to find formula of copper hydroxide? So I want to make the same table for you. So I'm going to write 1 copper here. And we have learned just now, since it is 2, this copper is 2 plus. Okay, now hydroxide, we have seen just now, OH minus. So I'm going to write O minus. Now, the idea of our T method is the positive charge must be balanced by negative charge. If you have 2 positive here and 1 minus here, it is not balanced. So I would need the same element or the same ions another. So I'm going to write another OH here. So now I have a 2 plus here on my left hand side and 1 minus and another 1 minus, 2 minus on my right hand side. Therefore, it is balanced. So the formula of this compound is Cu, and there are two OH, so I put a bracket. Close my bracket. 2. So this is how I like to write my chemical formula for copper hydroxide. Okay. Now let us try with few examples together. So you remember, you must know these polyions, must remember them. Remember this ammonium hydroxide story. So you know how I did just now in the whiteboard. And with that concept, let us try to do these three chemical formulas. I'm going to give you a few minutes. I like to try to think. Take your white paper. Try to find out what's the formula of magnesium chloride, calcium hydroxide, aluminum oxide. You only need to look at your periodic table. So you can see magnesium. It is in group 2. You can see chloride. Okay, so you can figure out already. Okay. So the first one, we have magnesium chloride. So same thing. Omega T. I have magnesium here. Magnesium is 2 plus. I have chloride here, 1 minus. And I see there's 2 plus on my left and 1 minus on my right. It is not balanced, so I'm going to put another chloride. So now this 2 plus, 1 minus balance. The formula of this compound is Mg. Cl2. Okay, so this is very straightforward. You find the charges of magnesium, you find the charges of chloride looking at the periodic table. Okay, the next one we have was calcium hydroxide. The last one is aluminum oxide. So again, for our calcium hydroxide again, we make another this T. So calcium, as you can see, is 2 plus. Hydroxide, if you remember ammonium hydroxide story, hydroxide is OH minus. So let us see, on our left we have 2 plus, on our right we have 1 minus. It's not enough, so I'm going to add up another OH. So we have 2 plus, 1 minus is balanced. So the formula is Okay, I hope you can get the same way. The last one just now was aluminum oxide. So same, we make this T. So if you look at a periodic table, aluminum is in group 3. So aluminum is 3 plus. Oxygen is in group 6. So oxygen is 2 minus. So we can see I have a 3 plus on my left and a 2 minus on my right. It is not balanced. So I probably need some more negative charge. I'm going to take another oxygen ion here. So now I have 4 minus on my right and 3 plus. It's not balanced yet. I probably need some positive ion. Let me take another aluminium. So when I take this aluminium, it also comes with a 3 plus positive. Okay, so now I have a 6 plus here and a 4 minus. It's not balanced. So let me take another oxygen. And this oxygen comes with 2 minus as well. Now, if I look on my left, I have a 6 plus, 3 plus and 3 plus. And on my right is 6 minus, 2 minus, 4 minus, 6 minus. Is it balanced? So what's the formula? I have 2 aluminium. So I write Al, 2 of them. I have 1, 2, 3 oxygen. So I write oxygen. So this is how I find formula of ionic compound using a T method. So for this method, there are 2 requirements. The first requirement, you will need a periodic table, which is given for you in the exam. Second requirement, if it is a polyion, you need to remember the 6 polyions that were given for you today. You have to remember this. And of course, last but not the least, if it is a transition element, you would look at periodic table as well. You notice that the name of those are given by the Roman numbers, except for silver, which is Ag plus, and zinc, which is 2 plus. So that's all from me. I hope you enjoy my lesson today. And I hope you can subscribe my videos. If you have any question, feel free to post it to me. I'll try to answer for you. Okay, guys, that's all for today. Have a good day. Bye-bye.